El Paso, how are we tonight? I want to begin with something that is on our minds and on our hearts right now. Our neighbors in West Texas, in Odessa and Midland, they're suffering right now. Lost family members, wondering what the future holds for them. People in hospitals right now, they need to know that our thoughts, our love, our prayers, our courage, our strength are with them right now. And in the same way that we reminded ourselves after August 3rd that we are El Paso strong, Midland and Odessa, they are Permian strong right now. So let's hear it for them. Let's make sure they stay in our hearts. Let's do all that we can to make them good and to be with them. What we are seeing here tonight says everything that you need to know about El Paso. Thousands of us coming together for one another. For El Paso, for Ciudad Juarez, Chihuahua, Mexico, for the families who've lost someone, for the families who still have somebody pulling through tonight. When we arrived in El Paso today, we went straight over to Del Sol Medical Center, and we saw Jessica and Memo Garcia. Now, Jessica and Memo were at the Walmart on August 3rd, selling lemonade and horchata to raise money to send the El Paso Fusion, their daughter's soccer team, to a tournament in Tucson, Texas. Jessica was shot in both of her legs. Memo was shot all over his body, shielding his children, the people, saving the lives of his fellow El Pasoans in the process. First few times that I came to the hospital, Memo was unresponsive. Strong looking guy. In fact, they call him Tank or Tanque. Today when we arrived, Memo's eyes were wide open. Jessica, who is a 49ers fan, was giving him a hard time about his Cowboys, and it made him crack a smile. The first time that we were in Del Sol Hospital, one of those frontline doctors who took care of people who were fighting for their lives on August 3rd said, it was one of those moments that will destroy your faith in humanity or restore your faith in humanity. And I gotta tell you, El Paso, you have restored our faith in humanity. The blood that you have donated, the money that you have raised for the victims and the survivors and the families, the way that you have shown this country that we will not be defined by an act of terror or violence or hatred. Instead, we will be known for the way in which we overcame it, came together, showed this country that we are immigrants and sons and daughters of immigrants, and it is everything to celebrate. And though that killer brought that racism and hatred and violence to our community, drove 600 miles to do that, because of who we are, it is precisely because of who we are that we will not only heal and overcome here in El Paso, but we will lead this country to a better place to confront and end that violence and that hatred and that racism in America. At one of the vigils organized at El Dorado, by a high school senior that we went to in the days after the shooting. Mariani reminded us, we are the Sun City, and no darkness can ever dim our light. And perhaps tonight we get a chance to tell ourselves, to tell one another, and to tell the world, thanks to those who helped to make this happen. Let's hear it for Matthew and Camilla McConaughey, for their foundation, their service to this community. And let's hear it for one of the greatest to have ever come from one of the greatest cities on planet Earth, Khalid. Thank you, Khalid.